So I think it's finally that time that I show you my YouTube setup. It's been my most demanded video on the channel since I began, and you've always been demanding it since. So I'm going to be taking you guys through the tour of my setup and show you what I'm working with for 2016 until I obviously upgrade. And but any major upgrades will be an episode in this series. So it's going to be a series on my channel, my YouTube setup, and it's going to be fantastic. So if you guys like to see a tour of my entire room, I might do that in a future episode. But for now, we'll be sticking with strictly just my YouTube setup, what I'm working with, how I make my videos, but not the behind the scenes stuff, not programs or anything like that, but it's going to be strictly looking at the hardware that I use to make videos. So all these things will be down in the description below if you guys like to purchase it or to find out a little bit more information. And also when I upgrade, I'm going to be having a live, basically down in the description below, there's going to be two lists. There's going to be one list of my current setup, which is what you guys are seeing today, and the second list is going to be if I make any upgrades. I'm going to be having that there. I'm going to have a date next to it when I actually updated it, so you guys can see that. But any major changes, like I said, will be an episode in this series. So to kick off the setup tour, then we have three different monitors: a Samsung, a Benq, and an Asus. This is basically two different upgrades that I made in the past, and now all three sit on my desk as three very different siblings. We've got the Samsung, which I began with, then I upgraded to the Benq, then I went to the Asus monitor, and for some reason the Benq TAM panel looks a lot better than the two IPS panels. I'm not sure what it is, but in my opinion it looks really good. Obviously the color accuracy is better with the IPS, so with editing and with previewing with Sony Vegas, something like that, I do have the preview up on my Asus monitor so I can see when I'm editing the contrast and saturation of my videos and Photoshop for my thumbnails. I do use the Asus monitor for gaming strictly. The Benq is incredible. The TAM panel looks so good, and just for daily use, the Benq looks incredible. So if you guys are looking for a great price to performance 24-inch 1080p monitor, the Benq is incredible. In terms of peripherals, we have the Deathstalker keyboard, which is silent keys, so it's great for recording and live stream, things like that, where you're not going to hear it in the background of my microphone. With a mechanical keyboard, the clicks of that, obviously with the brown and red key switches there, they're saying they're supposedly silent, but they're definitely not. You're definitely going to hear all the key clickings in your recordings, and I didn't want any of that. I bought the Deathstalker because they're silent key clicks, and it's really easy to press. It's a great, just a great keyboard all round, backlit, fantastic, easy to use. Death Adder mouse, great price to performance. All Razer products. I've got the Goliath, the Sweet Edition mouse mat. It's the extended edition, so it goes underneath my keyboard and my mouse. Then I've got a bit of room on the left hand side. It's great, feels awesome under my mouse. The Speed Edition. I don't know what the difference would be between that and the Control. For me, the Control one wasn't available when I was purchasing it, but the art of the Speed Edition one looked a lot better than the Control. The Control Edition looked more like their older sort of logo with the more saturated greens, but the Speed Edition looks great. I've been using it since I bought it in like the end of 2013. It's been so reliable. My microphone is the AT2020 Plus USB edition. Obviously with the XLR you do get the more bit depth, but for me I didn't want to have to go through all the mixes and things like that to be able to get my audio out. USB is so easily inputted and it just goes straight into the PC. The audio sounds great. I've got the Rode WS2 on my microphone, which is the big windshield, which is great. I sound like a podcaster and I feel like a radio host. It's great. The mic stand is it was like $12 off eBay, nothing special. I would love to upgrade, which I think I will, maybe even today, buy the Rode, the PSA1 I think it's called, the big mic stand, which you can actually inbuilt into your desk, so it's really solid. The one that I bought, it's been great and I've had it for almost a year now, ever since I bought the microphone. I bought them together, so I'm not sure actually how long I've had the microphone for, but it's been about a year, I would say, and it's been great for everything. The microphone is fantastic. The only reason I would upgrade is to go to an XLR, which might have slightly better audio, maybe like a Big Shure microphone, which makes me sound more like a podcast, would be great. But for now, the AT2020 Plus is phenomenal. It's got some great audio, which you guys are hearing today. And the mic stand's great, just a little bit dodgy, not the best build quality, but for $12, it's phenomenal. And honestly, when you compare this to something like a Rode PSA1, which for me, I would have to buy it for 127 Australian dollars, which obviously you convert to US dollars is like maybe like $90 maybe. I'm not sure how much it would be, but for me, that's the cheapest option. And it's just not really, like, I don't think it's really worth it, but it's going to be great to have that extra quality just to be able to move it around, things like that. So I think I will upgrade the microphone stand in the future. It's going to be good. But my PC, down here, I've got my external hard drive on the top. It's a 2TB, and in the back I've got my Mixamp Pro, the 2013 edition with my Astro headset, and the PC. All the specs will be down in the description below. I'm not going to go through everything there, but I built it at the end of 2013. It's been fantastic for everything I've done so far, and the only thing I've upgraded was the RAM. I got another 8 gigs of RAM, so I've got all 4 slots within my motherboard filled now. I've got 16 gigs of RAM, and I just basically did that when I wanted to do a load of modding in Minecraft, which you guys are seeing today in the new series, which is awesome. So hopefully that's working, and it's made a massive difference in terms of what I can have loaded on my computer. So basically RAM works is like I can have a load of things open like Photoshop, Sony Vegas, Minecraft, recording, OBS, and just have a load of stuff open, and it all takes RAM, and usually people go over their RAM limit and then they can't do and operate things. But for me, 16 gig of RAM has been fantastic, and I never go over 16 gigs of RAM unless I have literally everything open. So it's been great so far, and obviously things like Minecraft and OBS use a lot of CPU and a lot of RAM usage. And so you have to look out for those sort of things, especially if you have a low RAM limit. So I basically upgraded. It's the only upgrade I've made since 2013, and it's been so worth it. And finally, we have my Xbox One controller, which has great compatibility with the PC. Just plug it in through USB, and you can bind the keys to it if you want to play any emulators, or like a Black Ops 3, which I use the controller for, or like I do swap back and forth. But coming from a console background, I do prefer the controller to the keyboard and mouse. But even if you want to play like Battlefield 4 or GTA 5, you can use a controller. Just plug it in. You don't have to install any software like you would with a PlayStation controller. Plug it in and you can play. You can bind any keys to the keys of the Xbox controller. It just works great. So that is the wrap up for my entire YouTube setup. You may have noticed also the little raft that I built to raise my Asus monitor to the level of my Benq and my Samsung. They're all on the same level. The Asus does have quite a low standing stand, so I had to raise it up a little bit. I built a little raft, which you guys can see, out of pine wood, and also that same pine wood is on the front of the desk, which I put on to basically hide all my cables. And the cable management on my desk is now fantastic. They're all between that gap, and the desk is all really custom. I've made a load of additions, as well as the stand my PC is on, which is raised up with pine wood, so I have maximum airflow underneath. It's great. The same pine wood was used throughout, and it just makes it look so much better. Before, without that front panel on, you could see all my cables all exposed, but with this I can put it on, and then I can use cable management between that space to manage all my cables. So it looks great from either side, and you don't see any cables. I love it so much. This is the setup what I'm working with. So if you guys have any further questions, let me know down in the comments below. But I hope you guys did enjoy this video, and I'll see you all in the next one. Thanks for watching, guys.